We'll go down the agenda here. Do we have any conflicts of interest tonight on this particular?
No.
Okay. Hearing no conflicts of interest, I would approve or entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the January 13th meeting. Or any additions or corrections.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes from January 13th meeting.
I'll second.
I have a motion on the floor to approve the minutes as read and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Carried. We'll move right into new business. Daniel Stone, Western Sunset LLC, special use permit for aggregate extraction.
Okay.
Laura, briefly, you want to touch on that application?
I do. I do. This is Jane Stone. She's here representing Daniel Stone. She's also with Western Sunset. She'll be available for any questions in a minute. The applicant seeks a special use permit to comply with Platte County's land use rules and regulations. Daniel Stone for Western Sunset LLC will be mining limestone and crushing rock into different sizes of gravel for the oil and gas industry, local ranches, and other local businesses. The mine size will be up to 15 acres. The mine will be located on Muddy Creek LP lands managed by Brad Reese. The land in the area is currently being mined by Mr. Reese and is also being used for livestock grazing. Mr. Reese is nearing the end of his 15-acre limited mining permit and will begin reclamation in late 2026. He approached Mr. Stone about starting a mine on the property to keep the oil and gas industry in the area supplied with rock. Mr. Stone will also obtain a stormwater discharge permit from the Wyoming DEQ for from the Air Quality Division, the Land Quality Division, and the Water Quality Divisions, as required by the state of Wyoming. After this mine is complete, Mr. Stone has no future plans for additional mining extraction within 1 mile of the proposed area. After reclamation, the area will return to livestock grazing by Muddy Creek Limited Partnership, LP. Mr. Stone feels this gravel pit will have little impact on the area. It is surrounded by ranch land with no dwellings in the area. The Muddy Creek LP partners are in favor of Mr. Stone's operation on their private land. The oil and gas and ranching communities will benefit from having gravel accessible to their needs. There were no comments from the neighbors. Notifications went out to the property owners and...
I'll save you some breath. You don't have to read all that.
Perfect, okay.
I'm sure if I read it,
Okay.
I'll guarantee you
Perfect.
they've read it.
Okay, so there was no negative agency comments. So I do have, obviously the pros are, it'll help continue supporting oil, gas, and industry, the ranchers. And obviously this is a quality product because it is, they're looking to do an additional, a new person's looking to do up to 15 acres of mining. So I do have possible stipulations. One, that this approval is conditional upon the approval of the required state permits, the Wyoming DEQ Land Quality Division, the Water Quality Division, and the Air Quality Division, with the understanding that final approval is expressly not granted until issuance of required state permits. I have been in contact with the state and everything's going right along. Everything's going well there. The above approval be confined within part of the southwest quarter, the northeast quarter, part of the northwest quarter, the southeast quarter, part of the northeast quarter, the southwest quarter, part of the southeast quarter, the northwest quarter, section 2, township 30 north, range 68 west in Platte County. And this is location, a map of the location. So it kind of hits all that little quarter, just a rough in. This is the mine that they're gonna be wrapping up right here, where the cursor's moving.
Yep.
The applicant be subject to all requirements in the aggregate extraction section of the Platte County Land Use Rules and Regulations dated January 21st, 2025. So our current rules and regulations. Fourth one, that they be reviewed on a complaint basis or if access to the site is rerouted to any road maintained by Platte County. Currently, the only access in and out of this is through Converse County, which goes up to the north. They do not have an official road use agreement with Converse County, but they do have a good relationship. They've not needed one in Converse County due to them being very compliant with requests and needs of county road and bridge, correct?
Yes,
So, which is wonderful. Number 5, provide the planning and zoning office proof of reclamation and DEQ status of the state permits no longer in use in relationship to Platte County Special Use Permit SP 13-3 held by Brad and Heather Reese from the Wyoming DEQ, and get a letter from Brad and Heather Reese stating that the special SP 13-3 is no longer in use and that they would like to cancel the permit. That is I believe it's called the Reese Pit, correct? Is that?
Yeah,
think
that's
they
what it
got
was in
calling
the
that
minutes.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Or in the.
Yeah. So that's the one that's gonna be right next to them. That's the one that's due to be finished up and reclaimed by the end of this year is the anticipated finish time.
They have 2 acres left.
Go ahead.
We are actually in their crushing farm right now. And there's 2 acres left. They're gonna drill and blast that, and then when we finish crushing that, then hopefully our permit will be,
In place
everything will
where
be
you can-
through, and then we can start, yeah.
There originally were, so this was like muddled up when I sent it to you, there were 3 permits. We've gotten the other 2 are already taken care of. I have one 100% confirmed with DEQ, but I think the other one in question, which the Reese's also held, was never used, and I don't even think they ever did a DEQ permit
didn't-
process.
They didn't get a land quality permit.
Yeah.
They
So
got-
there's nothing to
Nothing to
correct.
Okay.
And so I have canceled those in our file and scanned it, and so it's a public record that those have been terminated, those 2. So there's just this one left. That came up doing the research on the land. So the recommendation for the planning and zoning office is approval of the permit with the 6 stipulations.
Do we need 6?
That's what's my question.
The reason I put 5 and 6 are there is because one is regarding the DEQ letter, which is a simple email I get from the DEQ, my contact there. And number 6 is actually a simple letter that the Reese's just email us.
Okay.
And then we put it on record. I just thought maybe those kind of are gonna go away. And the other 4 are standard.
At this time, I will open up to public comment. If you have anything you'd like to say, add, subtract,
no,
whatever.
Pretty much, we've crushed for Brad Reese over the last 10 years on and off, and had a really good relationship with him. And he said, I want you guys to start the permit, and so we have. And then we have a really good working relationship with Jason Wilkinson, the Converse County Road and Bridge Superintendent. We have a pit in Converse County, and they have done several of the roads out of our pit, so my son is really good buddies with Jason, basically, and he calls us if there's anything going on. So, yeah, we're really comfortable with him, and if he needs something, he calls us, and like, the other day, trucks were hauling in, they wanted a water truck out there, and so we got one right away, and he knows we'll do whatever he asks us to do, so.
And I've talked to the landowner, I always call, in a situation where the applicant is not one and the same as the landowner, I always reach out to the landowner and say, hey, I'm putting a sign on the edge of your property, a public notice sign, I need it to stay there, so they're aware of what's going on, or if they see me trolling around.
Right.
And I talked to Brad and very, very excited about having them do this next 15 acres and had a wonderful conversation with them, so.
That's a good guy.
Anytime you can get somebody else to do the paperwork.
Yeah,
And I cannot,
that's the mother's job,
Yeah.
we're gonna start a pit, well, you can be going like,
I asked Jean if she could please just come and do this anytime somebody wants to do one, please, just,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you and you can do all the paperwork, it was amazing, so.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Not unless you guys have any questions,
Is there any questions from the board? At this time, I'll close it to public comment, bring it before the board for further discussion.
I'll move to recommend a due pass with the 6 conditions.
I'll second that.
I have a motion on the floor to approve the special use permit and with the 6 conditions that are stipulated in the report and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carried.
Thank you,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
All right. That's
I
it
can go
till
home.
next week, yeah. Let's do it.
Next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday,
Okay.
10 o'clock. And
That one's 10 o'clock, right?
10 a.m., yeah.
In this room again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening.
We'll go into, if there's any other discussion? You wanna bring up anything?
No, I just came to listen.
You drove from,
Isn't that amazing?
Not much going on tonight.
Pretty simple.
it's okay, I mean, but if you have something you wanted to add, or,
Yeah, have you had a chance to find any best regulations that would fit our situation?
Yeah. You know that report I gave you all about 3 months ago, would you like to have that? I can send it to you again.
I still have it.
you should probably send it to me again.
I'll do.
I-
Send it, yeah, send it over and then I'll send it.
Yeah.
I'll shoot them all up back again, so.
I think if anything, Jay well, I've been working with economic, with, what's her name? Ms. Young,
Oh, Josephine.
Josephine.
Yeah, Clark County
There's
Economic.
some pretty exciting stuff, you know, last time I just kinda ad hoc spoke with you, and I said, one of the things I would like to see is us to follow the Japanese model. And just not allow lithium ion of any form, to be permitted. I know that would just be well beyond what we could probably do right now. But there's some really exciting other chemistries that are coming on big time, particularly for data centers. And I've been giving Josephine that information. One is an organic flow battery. These flow batteries are really suited for very long duration and end up being safe. They don't catch on fire like the lithium or the sodium ion batteries do. And there's a company from Germany that's looking to start manufacturing in the US of their organic flow batteries. They just got a contract for something like 30 gigawatt hours, which is a huge contract in Europe. And they think they're gonna get another one because they're well suited for these data centers and can be sited with the data centers without a lot of problem. I would like to see, I think it'd just be grand if we could capture that and get that as manufactured in this county.
Do you know the name of the company?
And so I've been talking to Josephine about that. These things, we're gonna be inundated with them. And I think we wanna do a good job with our zoning and our permitting. And I think I'll just give you a little challenge now. I think our permitting should encourage the safer chemistries. You know, not just treat them all the same, but really look at which ones are the safest, and that's where I am right now. I'm still following what's going on with the NFPA, and of course, all my conditions that I asked for at ISC, not quite in the same form, but essentially got. But there's one real caveat that we need to work on is, and I've talked with Jeremy and a couple other legislators about this. These sites are being placed in Wyoming without regard to the Wyoming Fire Code. And I can't see that as being very good. And particularly the Wyoming Fire Code is the International Fire Standard, which has a particular section in there for BAS, and it requires a hazard mitigation analysis. The ISD put that in the conditions for the Nextera project independently. They did not do that for the Cowboy project down in Laramie County, which means things are inconsistent throughout the state, and that's been my plea to the legislature. Let's get these things consistent and get throughout the state and help the counties determine what should be, and to encourage the safer chemistries. And so I don't know where you all are. I noticed it wasn't on the agenda, but these things, there's two parts to these. Right now, the intermediate power sources like solar and wind energy, the three grids in the country are saturated with those. And right now, the Laramie Range project, they say they're gonna tie onto the western grid. That's gonna cost them anywhere from $100 million up to get that agreement in place. And after that agreement's in place, the average time right now is 5 years before they can hook on, because the grid has to build capacity in order to take additional intermittent energy. So on one side, which is the power producers, and the best units clean that power up so they can get on more readily. It reduces that 5 years to about 3 years. So they need that BESS in order to get the power on the grid. But that's one of the reasons this solar energy and wind energy, people have been asking, why is it, if it's free, why our bills keep going? Well, it's because they have to pay such a premium to get on the grid. But the BESS allows them to do that in a shorter time. I mean, they still have to pay these big bucks for grid interconnects. On the other side, so if you look at, these are utilities companies and the industrial users, things are ideal when they can have a nice, smooth, constant power supply, and when they can have a nice, smooth, constant load, and they can match those. That's when people make money, and that's when things work well, and equipment lasts a long time and stuff like that. But if you have a fluctuating power supply, the grid operators have to have excess capacity in order to smooth that out to what it meets the standards that the feds put on them. And they're very strict standards in terms of frequency and voltage conditions. On the other, if you have this fluctuating input and you smooth that out and you have a nice smooth load, then you're back to a good condition. But if you got a fluctuating input, and now these data centers, they're learning they have very high transients during the training exercises of the artificial intelligence algorithms. And so now you got a fluctuating load as well as a fluctuating, and you got to have something to smooth those out on each side, and that something is BESS. The characteristics of the BESS on the what we call behind the meter are different than the characteristics of the BESS on the production side, and that's where these flow batteries, which have very long duration, they can provide that smoothing for 24 hours. Lithium ion can't do that. And so it requires a different battery. And if we could get one manufactured in this county that it's really acceptable for
Do
the
you know the name
environment.
of the company, this German company that you were talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, it's MBLU. Imblue is the name of the company. I can send you stuff that I've been sending Josephine if you like.
And the flow batteries, they're just electrolytes, aren't they?
They are,
Technically,
they're
okay.
stored electrolytes.
Yeah.
And, they operate more like a fuel cell than anything. So the energy stored in the
And they
electrolytes.
just-
And,
Alternate,
yeah.
kind of, right?
The problem is, the only problem I see with them is they do require power to operate because you have to pump that electrolyte through what I call the box that it mixes with. But, the ones that are the most effective are the vanadium redox flow batteries that are made in Japan. And that's one of the reasons Japan uses all flow batteries, because they got a captured company there that makes them. So, there's some good things we can do, I think. We just have to stay abreast of it. There's a lot of competition out there. The tariffs are making it tough for the independent power producers. They're in a bind. And, 80% of these lithium-ion batteries are made in China. And all 4 of those major producers over there are saying they're having a hard time getting raw materials. So, anyway. And there's a report out on the quality of these lithium-ion batteries over the years, and because of that raw material problem, the quality has gone down. And, which puts more demand on the battery monitoring systems to make sure, because they're gonna go into thermal runaway. And what keeps them from just simply getting into a fire condition is that battery monitoring system. Anyway, thanks for letting me talk. It's something that's pretty interesting, really.
Well, it's good. No, I'm glad you shared your information. Is there any other old business? Anybody needs to bring up? Hearing none? I think we're good.
Think we're good? Okay.
Meeting adjourned.